What is going on, everybody? My name is Dylan Nossman here with Mom's Basement MMA, and I am joined by a very special guest today, amateur MMA fighter Calvin Dalton, joining us ahead of his Cage Titans debut this Saturday, and also a training partner of mine about half the year over here in Arizona. How are we doing, man? How are you feeling fight week?
Dude, excellent. Ready to go. I absolutely cannot wait. It's great to be on here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's awesome to have you. So kind of want to start from the beginning. Obviously, you have some experience wrestling. You wrestled a year at Bucknell University, obviously wrestled all through high school. Talk to me a little bit about your wrestling experience, how that led you to MMA, and kind of how that's prepared you for your MMA career.
Yeah, wrestling was like an absolutely amazing experience. I definitely wouldn't be a fighter without it, to be honest. I don't think I would have found this. Um, just gave me a good, solid background. I knew kind of pretty early on wrestling that I'd want to fight at some point. I think the first fight I saw was McGregor Aldo, so I was like kind of late. But as soon as I saw
Mhm.
that, I knew I wanted to do it. So I'm happy to be going now.
You wrestled at Bucknell for a year. What's the
Yep.
Division One environment like, especially in wrestling? You know, that really crafts those high level MMA fighters.
Yeah, I got better in 1 year wrestling there than the accumulation of my entire wrestling experience before that. There's just so many good guys. Like I remember thinking, like I was that guy on the feet, like I was the guy who takes everybody down. And I got there, and I don't think I got one takedown for like the first 2 months. So
Jeez.
it's like a whole nother level of learning to hand fight, and the amount that you're training every day, the amount you're putting in, it just teaches you like you can put in more than you think you can. So I've been transferring that over to MMA, and I train just as hard.
Yeah. And on that note, what's it like kind of been translating those wrestling skills to jujitsu? I know obviously a lot of wrestlers come into jujitsu and that kind of the more grappling arts with a very strong advantage, but at the same time, there's a lot of skills to learn there. What's that been like for you?
Yeah, if I'm being an open book, like there's some stuff that I can pick up on right away. So I'm kind of able to get through certain positions with guys who are really high level. And at the same time, there's some stuff that either completely doesn't translate or, like you said, stuff
Hmm.
to pick up on. So um, it's cool because, in a way, it's like being a beginner again. And I have the vision of I can see, I don't get frustrated. I'm like, okay, I'm losing to this position here, losing to this guy. I can see the path of keep showing up, and I'm going to be able to beat that guy.
You split time between Massachusetts and Arizona, between Arizona Combat Sports and Defensive Edge. I believe you've said you spent some time in New England Cartel as well.
Yep.
What are the differences? I mean, obviously both great gyms, great camps. We both, produce a lot of good fighters on both ends. But what have been the big differences, and you know, how it's been being back home in your home gym and home state?
It's really amazing. I absolutely love being out at school in Arizona, training with you guys at Arizona Combat Sports. Same time, love being home here at Defensive Edge and recently the Cartel. I've talked to a lot of fighters who are high level, and they kind of say the same thing. They're like, yeah, diversify your gyms. Like you want to have your home spot, your home coaches, the guys you train with all the time, but getting into different rooms can be really helpful. So I have like a huge range of training partners. I got my little brother right here. This is the man right here. Yes, we work together all the time, and he knows me better than anybody else. So it's absolutely perfect to have for a camp.
Absolutely. And it's actually funny you mentioned your brother because that was about my next question. I know you train with your brother. You guys obviously have a very special relationship. How does that relationship translate to MMA, and just how important it is to have a family member in the game with you every day training for a fight?
Yeah, it's sweet. No, it's like definitely like you said, special bond. Like I said, he knows me better than anybody else. So during my camp, depending on where I am in my camp, what my weight's at, what I need that day, like there's nobody who can give me exactly the look I need better than he can. So it's just a major,
Mhm.
major tool that a lot of people don't have that I have going into my fights.
Impactful fighters and combat sports athletes to you in your career? Let's go with a coach, a training partner, and then a professional fighter who's really kind of inspired you and helped you find this path.
Okay. First one, coach. I have two. Todd
Hmm.
Darling, a guy who, outside of like 1 year for club in eighth grade, was never really like my official coach. But no
Hmm.
matter what, at all the tournaments and everything, he'd always be helping me. Very, very clear instruction. He's a pretty harsh guy when he's coaching. But I responded to that style pretty well. Like if I'm doing something and I suck, it's okay to. I can be told that. You know what I mean? Like I can take it. It's good. It drives me.
Hmm.
Another one, Salem High School. My high school coach, Cliff Exelhomey, he really dialed in like my mental side, and he made it a super fun experience. I know that can totally change a sport for people. The coach you have, and whether it's fun or a stressful environment. And for me, he just made it a good time and made it a great environment to get better. And
so how about a training partner next?
Training partner, I'll do this camp specifically, just to change it up. Like I already touched on my brother, but specifically for this camp, Andrew Valdina, co-main event, Cage Titan 66. We've been getting a lot of work together. I kind of give him a little bit of a style matchup similar to what he's got in Tyler Smythe. And obviously he's a 5-0 pro. So for me to be able to get that much time with a guy at that level, I think that's going to be super helpful.
Well, I love the shout because Andrew's one of the most exciting prospects coming out of the region. And I know his fight in the co-main event is circled on mine as one of the most exciting fights of the weekend, even though obviously Andrew's a very talented pro. Somebody a little higher up who's like really kind of inspired you to go down this path.
Dude, my favorite fighter of all time is Tony Ferguson. That's my guy.
There we go.
Sucks that he's on a little bit of a
champ
skid
shit
now,
only.
but yeah, exactly, dude. I admire his attitude. I do wish he'd retire now, but I love the guy.
Hey, you'll never be able to take away that run from him, though. I mean, he's one of the best runs in UFC history, without a doubt. So
exactly, bro. Well,
mad respect to El Kukui. You fought for Combat Zone last time out, Calvin Cater's promotion, obviously another well-known New England promotion. Now you're fighting for Cage Titans. Talk to me a little bit about how you found Cage Titans, how this match originated, and then just obviously Cage Titans, a very fun promotion, Plymouth Hall, got a lot of culture around it. So kind of just break down to me how this came about.
Yeah, so last year I had no fights in my name. I was 0-0. I walked into the gym pretty much like as soon as I got home for the summer, and I went to the head coach here, Josh, and I was like, dude, I want to fight wicked bad. He came back to me with a fight like 2 days later. Nice. And yeah, we just rolled into combat, did our thing, won, got out of there. No fights this year at school. Come back home, planning to fight again. Same thing, told him right away I want to fight. This time it took like a month and a half, so I actually started to get real nervous that there wasn't any fights out there. And then I got the call, said Cage Titans, doesn't matter what promotion to me. I don't care. I don't care what kind of crowd. I don't care where it is. I just want to fight, so I'm pumped, and they've been pretty good to me. I hopped on their podcast last night. It was a good time. It's a funny group of guys.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to speak with Mike Pulvier earlier on my podcast, and he just kind of talked about Cage Titans and the history and all of it. And it's, for one, a great promotion. And Mike is, second of all, a great guy and definitely the type of person you want heading something like that up. You're taking on Neil Mazumdar coming up in this fight this weekend, July 20th. How much does tape study play a part in your camp? Do you really study your opponents? Do you kind of just focus on yourself and what you're going to be doing inside the cage?
A little bit of both, honestly. I didn't put too much into it, but I've slowed down his tape. I'll watch it in the gym. I'll see like, okay, someone throws this. What does he throw back? How does he react to this? How does he react to this? It wasn't a huge part of my camp, but some days I would do that just as something to do. A lot of his fight, I mean, he's had a wide range of fights. He's had 4 in Cage Titans alone.
Wow.
That are, so I've been able to watch almost his entire career, really. But a lot of the times it's like what he wants to do. Other than his last one, Souza kind of made him fight his fight, but I don't think he's going to be leading the dance at all. So it doesn't really matter what he likes to do.
Absolutely. Well, it's sometimes can be a disadvantage almost to have a lot of film out there because it's, a guy like you have, 1 minute of fight time, even less than that, perhaps. It's a lot harder to game plan for a guy. Yeah, exactly. It's a lot harder to game plan for a guy.
I'm being outstruck 1-0. I got inside leg kicked.
Well, you know what? You got the sub, and that's really what matters. So, all right, a little bit of a fun one here. I want to go Arizona versus Massachusetts. Obviously, you got love for both. Which of the states you prefer when it comes to these categories, and we'll see which one comes out on top. All right.
Do it.
Food scene, Massachusetts or Arizona?
Arizona, Mexican food.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Activities, things to do outside of fighting.
Massachusetts. It's not North Shore, Mass is not as active as like Tempe and Scottsdale, Arizona, but like I like to go to the stuff, so I'll pick here.
Hell yeah. All right. I think I know the answer to this one. Weather.
Arizona.
I had a feeling. Sports teams.
Oh, dude, come on. I don't know. I'm not going to answer that. Come on.
I'm gonna take Massachusetts for that one. And last but not least, obviously both are great, but combat sports scene, just general, combat sports opportunities, events, all that kind of stuff.
Ty. I've had more opportunity here, but I've gone looking for it more here, I would say.
That is completely fair. All right. Well, that leaves it at 2-2 and a tie. So
Oh yeah.
clearly you have a lot of love for both areas. So
Yeah.
no more pushing into that. But all right. After you get the finish on Saturday, it's gonna be 2-0 after that. Talk to me about what your plans are for the rest of the year and your career moving forward in mixed martial arts.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have plans, but the only thing I'm gonna jump the cage, run over to my boys, have some
Mm.
drinks that night. The thing I'm thinking about right now, I can't wait. I'm gonna blow up, gain like 30 pounds. And then yeah, I want to fight during the school year this year. So I'd like to do one fight second semester.
I like it. Well, I know that's around the same time I'll be making my MMA debut as well. So hopefully we'll get to hop on the same card. That'd be pretty sweet. Last but not least, any sponsors, teammates, shout out, anybody who's really helped you out during this camp?
Yeah, we'll just go shout out to my head coach, Josh Johnson, just popped in right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the man right there.
There we go. In the
He does
flesh.
a lot for us, puts a ton into our camps and really cares about us. Super selfless dude. So he's given me a ton of opportunity. Doesn't ask for anything in return but my effort, and it's amazing. So shout out to him. Shout out to Tyson Chartier, all the guys at the cartel. They took me right in. Same type of situation, man. Like they're taking care of me. They're doing amazing. So it's been like a blessing to get the opportunity to be in that room. And one more shout out. We got a last minute sponsor coming together. Everybody go follow Rude Rhythm on Instagram. My buddy's got pretty sweet house music company, Arizona based. They post their own mixes, highlight other mixes. They run events, all that type of thing. So I'll have some gear coming in from them soon. I'll be able to rep, hopefully walk out with the hat. But everybody give them a follow on Instagram at Rude Rhythm.
Hell yeah, that sounds up my alley as well. And one more, last but not least, where can we follow you on Instagram? Anywhere else, and where can the people watch the fight on Saturday?
Yeah, so at Calvin_Dalton. Please hit me up for the streaming link because I want money. And it's going to be a really good card. There's a ton of good fights, like amateurs all the way through all the pro fights. Card of the year, Joe Giannetti, Peter Barrett in the main event. It's an ex-UFC guy, ex-Contender Series guy. Valdina, he'll be in the UFC in no time. Tyler Smythe, great fighter. So if you just want to watch banger fights on your Saturday, hit me up at Calvin_Dalton. Unfortunately, no more tickets because it's sold out.
It's pretty typical for Plymouth Hall. They sell that place out. And yeah, just to go on top of that, I can confirm absolutely banging card from Cage Titans. They really put together a really fun show, great production, and the card is stacked from top to bottom. And frankly, the UFC card is pretty bad this week, so you're going to be better off watching Cage Titans anyways.
Yo, dude, Verna Jandarova, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, man, I don't know. Top down, it's just a rough card, but can't wait to see you work on Saturday. Thanks so much for taking the time to join us, and give a follow to Calvin, and make sure to tune into his fight on Saturday for Cage Titan 66.
Oh yeah, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.